got 3 bets across 3 different cards for Sunday's racing. We'll start in the 140 at Salisbury, which is a conditions race that really boils down to a choice between Lord Tennyson and Happy Power. At the moment, Happy Power seems likely to be favourite, and I think it should be the other way around. Happy Power, for all that he is a consistent horse, his 2 best efforts are potentially a shade flattering. They were in the Sussex Stakes and the Celebration Mile last year. They're sort of £3 or £4 in advance of anything else that he's achieved. Lord Tennyson, on the other hand, is a horse that I think just has that bit more potential. Like the race, he's had just the 4 starts. A winner at Chelmsford on debut, pitched into a Newmarket listed race for his second start when he ran really well to finish second. And then he was well fancied for the Hunt Cup at Royal Ascot. And but for meeting pretty significant interference, I think he'd have gone quite close that day. Sensibly looked after once his chance had gone. You've got to forgive a disappointing run in the Summer Mile. But I think that's easy enough to do. Like I say, it was still pretty early in his career, and he was caught wide early, and things perhaps just didn't go his way that day. I'm happy enough to forgive it anyway. This is obviously quite a bit easier, and of the pair, I think he's the one with that lightly raced profile that does have the scope for more improvement, particularly when you're sort of questioning Happy Power's form anyway. So, like I say, of the 2, I'd have Lord Tennyson favourite, and I think he should be winning this race. The second bet is in the 230 up at Thirsk. In theory, it looks quite a competitive handicap, but I think it's going to prove anything but. I think Intrinsic Bond is just going to be too good for these. Tracy Waggett's a trainer that we probably don't talk about that often, but she does look to have a string in pretty good order, really, and I think she's found a good one in this horse. He's progressed pretty much with every run so far. He was a winner at Newcastle back in March, and then he was really impressive when he scored at Doncaster last time, winning by, I think it was about half a length, but he won much more comfortably than that winning margin would suggest. He's £7 higher in the weights this time, but I think that's perfectly reasonable. And I think this is just a horse that looks like, before the season's out, he's going to be contesting some pretty top-end sprint handicaps. And yeah, I think this can just be the next step on the ladder for him. Our final bet is going to be over at the Curragh and the Phoenix Stakes at 3:10, and it's Laws of Indices. It's obviously very easy to make a case for what look like being the top 3 in the market, the Learjet, Steel Bull and Ventura Tormenta. But I think Laws of Indices has been a little bit overlooked. On form, he's a lot closer to the top 3 than the market has it at the moment. He still looks open to further improvement, having been rapidly progressive in his 3 starts so far. He was green on debut, but he obviously learnt plenty from that. Off the mark at the second attempt at Navan. He then won the Railway Stakes last time, I thought quite impressively. He swept from last to first and then found extra to hold off Lucky Vega, showing a really good attitude. Like I say, there's more to come. This is obviously tougher, it's more competitive, it's pretty open. But I do think the market has him a little bit too big at the moment, and I think Laws of Indices can outrun that price.